Okay, I'm going to explain to you a couple of basic tools we need to do the painting. We're going to be doing like what we call a rub-on tattoo process. We're going to do a transfer onto the gelatin. I'm going to show you how to do it with color transfer and also with paintbrush. So it'll be two different techniques. It's something really simple and basic, but you can get an awesome picture coming out on your gelatin that you're gonna just really love. You don't even have to be artistic, and if you are, even better. Okay, so you're gonna need water to clean your paint brushes. You can have an assortment of paint brushes that you're gonna use. We're gonna have some edible vegetable coloring, which I like to use the brand I sell, which is Damon. They're not gel, they are liquid, and it works best with them. You don't want a gel because the gel stays on top and it actually stains your gelatins. When people try to eat your jellos, they stain their mouth, their hands, so these colors actually absorb into the jello and they don't taste bad. If you like, you can have like a little color tray if you want to mix some colors. We're going to need a black edible marker, and then you can get like an assortment of colored markers if you would like. Okay, another thing you're gonna need is this sheet here, which is rice paper or wafer paper. And this rice paper actually has two sides. It's got a real smooth side and a rough side. We're actually gonna paint on the smooth side. The smooth side is what we're gonna use. And you're also gonna need a couple of paper towels, okay? So let's get going. Now, what do we want to color? Why don't you pick any coloring book? And I'm gonna try to put this Winnie the Pooh right here onto our gelatin, okay? Okay, so I chose a picture out of the coloring book that I want to transfer, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trace Winnie the Pooh completely in a black edible marker. Once again, we're gonna do it on the smooth side, okay? So I wanna actually trace the whole thing in black marker. I'm just gonna put it up against my Winnie the Pooh here, and I'm gonna start tracing. These markers here, you really don't have to push hard, just slightly, and it'll be enough, okay? So I come around here. I'm going to start tracing. There's a lot of people, they're going, oh, I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to color. You don't need to do all this. We're just going to follow it. And it will come out just fine. Since Winnie the Pooh has a black nose, I'm going to go ahead and just color in the whole nose, okay? Just make it easy. Okay, first what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get a couple of edible markers and kind of color like we're doing the coloring book, just to show you a little difference in colors between marker and painting, okay? So I'm just going to color in a few different flowers. So let's put some green in the leaves. Okay, let's color in some flowers. Just remember, enjoy it, have fun. If you like to color in a coloring book, it's the same thing, but this time we're going to get to put it on our Jell-O and eat it. How exciting, huh? I know some of us paint better than others, but who cares? Who knew you could eat your artwork, right? And tastes good too. So like I said, I'm just coloring some of these in with the marker because I want to show you the difference between the marker transfer coloring and also when we're going to use the actual paintbrush that looks really nice also. So the brighter the colors we use, the nicer it looks. It's more awesome. It just really stands out more. Okay, so I brought us a little sample gelatin. It's really thin, about a half an inch. Normally, you know, I use like a cake pan, maybe a 10-inch round by 3 inches high, which is really nice. You can use just about anything, but this is more than anything just to show you how to do the transfer. So this is the Winnie the Pooh picture we did. I don't know if you could see here, it has a little tiny red smudge. I'm actually gonna cut it out because the gelatin is unforgiving. Any little smudge, if you have paint on your hand, you touch the Jell-O, it's gonna stay there permanently. Okay, what I'm gonna do, like I said, this is almost like a rub-on tattoo process. I'm gonna flip it over face down. I'm gonna center my picture wherever I want it in the Jell-O. Put it down. Don't lift it up because it's already there. Pass my hand over about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's ready. And all we're going to do now is peel it off. And there you have, permanently painted on your Jell-O. So see how nice the flowers come out? Now if you notice one thing, our picture is actually reversed because we transferred it upside down, so it's the mirror image. See how the flowers are? The flowers are on the other side. So that's a trick also when we do writing. The writing's going to have to be reversed, otherwise you're going to have your letters backwards. So this is your Winnie the Pooh. These are the colors here that were painted with marker. They come out really nice, but now I'm going to show you actually how to paint with the paintbrush, and we're going to do the rest of the Winnie the Pooh with paintbrush, okay? See, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm ready to paint. Here's my colors. Be very careful opening your container around your Jell-O because anything that splashes, the Jell-O's gonna take it and it'll be there permanently. It'll look like your Jell-O has freckles. Okay, so just be careful opening the containers. Winnie the Pooh, he's not too much bright yellow. He's kind of like an orangey yellow, so I'm actually gonna use the egg yolk color, okay? I'm gonna make sure my brush is clean, kind of dry it off. And I'm going to get a little bit of color. There's not even much it needs, just barely put the brush in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the excess off on the paper towel, because if you don't do this, what it's going to do is this color runs so much, it's going to run, it's going to smear, and you don't want that. So I took a little bit off. Now I'm going to start painting. Now since the black with the marker's permanent, you don't have to be careful to go around it. I can actually go right over the black and then nothing will happen. And see how I'm actually pulling through all the color? See, the color goes a long way. So I'll finish this off and kind of stroke it once. I don't want to overstroke it and tear the Jell-O. I'll give you a little close-up. Okay, so I'm going to get some more color here. And I'm going to start painting my Winnie the Pooh legs. And you see, I just kind of bring the strokes out. Really don't need too much color. But again, just remember to take the excess off of your brush. If it starts to bleed, then you'll have to put like a paper towel over it to stop the excess from bleeding. Otherwise you're going to have like a smudge. So when you have a gelatin or something that you're painting that's big and wide, it's best to use a bigger paintbrush. You don't want to use a little paintbrush and you're going over and over and over the same thing. You end up tearing the Jell-O. So as you can see, I think Winnie the Pooh looks really nice. All colored up, ready to go. But you know what? I'm a type of person, I don't want my Jell-O to look plain. So why not add a little bit more to it? So if you're really creative and you love painting, why not give it some grass? You can put more flowers. Why don't you even paint the sky? Just be really creative. So I'm just going to do a little bit and show you more of what you can do, okay? Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I want to bring some life, a little bit more life into the Pooh Bear. So I want him to sit on grass. So I'm going to just start ad-libbing and adding some green in here. Like he's not sitting on the grass. So I'm just going to start filling in with green. Kind of using a bigger paintbrush and just start filling in here. You know, don't have to be perfect. Just gonna put it all over, depending how high you want your grass to be. Sitting around the grass. Okay, and right now I'm just using one green. Now if I want to add a little bit more color to it, I can put my paintbrush half green and half yellow. Kind of have like half green and half yellow, and let's see, I get a different tone of green here. Want a little bit more green. And just changes up the color a little bit. And just have fun. And if you want to fill it in, or it's white, just start coming back and kind of start filling in around where it's kind of white, so everything's green. You want it to look finished. That's what you want. You want a finished look to it more than anything. Start coming back around. I don't like to see any white parts. It just gives me a finished product in my eyes. Okay, so see how much life it brought into it just with adding the green? Okay, well how about adding some blue? We want to give some sky, right? Let's add some blue and put some sky in there. Just remember, even as I'm using this and I'm getting color, I'm actually taking the excess off on paper towel. I'm going to use this feather brush because it's just going to give me a cool look. Don't have to be perfect. And this feather look just gives it like a wave. See? And just start filling it in. Start putting away. This is great for the sky, for water. See? Now Winnie the Pooh, he's sitting on the grass and he's got the sky background. How does that look? Looking good, huh? Well, what if I want to add a little bit more detail? You can. So I'm going to use, again, a dark green and just get something really simple. So I want to just add maybe a little bit more to Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to get a little bit brown and maybe add like, what do you call it? Like some branches or something. Or something growing here. Just to give it a little bit more depth. See? Just add a little bit more brown on here. See, it just adds a little bit more color to it. And maybe sometimes you don't want to put too much, so they say less is more. But sometimes you put a little bit extra and it just finishes off the picture. So what do you think? This is a lot better than just the plain Winnie the Pooh. So just imagine when you do this to your Jell-O. So like I said, this is just a simple technique I showed you, which is a transfer off of rice paper, and like I said, you can use marker or you can use paintbrush. And if you're really artistic and you know how to paint with a paintbrush, you do watercolor, oil painting, then just go ahead and put it on your Jell-O with the edible colors. No problem at all. And like I said, you can transfer from any picture, a coloring book, wherever you like. Transfer it with black marker, copy it with black marker, trace it, and then just transfer it onto your Jell-O. And then just get creative with your colors. So this is your finished product. I hope you like it, because I sure do. Thank you. And I can't wait to see your painting. So as soon as you do one, why don't you send a picture to me so I can show it off. Have a good one. Bye-bye.